Okay, dare to choose. That's what we're going to focus on for today. The ability and the opportunity to choose every single possibility, every single area in your life where you can expand into this fullness of living that you really desire. That's what this recording is about. That's what I would love for all of you guys to step into, all you guys and girls to step into as part of this movement of moving forward into the business and the lifestyle you love, right? We're going for the business and life we love. We're not just going for the 9 to 4 job. We're not just going for a nice income. We're going for the life that you love, the lifestyle that you love. And whether that be whatever age you are, whether you're young and you're seeing the future, having you and your partner and your companion going throughout the world and teaching about these oils and having children and exploring with them the world and having the ability, the financial ability to do that. Whether you are in your 60s or 70s and you kind of want to have a second swing and really make a difference for all the friends around you who have significant health issues, right? Sometimes very much chronic issues as with pain and with arthritis and with all the stuff that sometimes comes up. And you want to help them get a healthier lifestyle and you want to help them move their lives further than that where they have been. And you still want to maybe travel and do things that you've never thought about before. Whether you're in your mid 30s or 40s and you have kids or you have teenagers, and like me, when you saw things going wrong with them and you found that you wanted to change something for them and you wanted to change their life so they could have a better and a healthier and a more emotionally stronger life or a physically stronger life than you've ever had before. Maybe that's part of it. Whatever your desire is, I want you to really let it come up right now. We talked already about daring to desire, and I want you to have your intuitive collages that we started about making, right? That we already have in front of us. Have them close to you. Have them always close to you. Make pictures of them and have them close to you so you can refer to them even when you're not at home, even if you're traveling. Have those intuitive collages closes. Now look at those collages for a moment. Look at the collages and let the desire bubble up in you. Okay? Let the desire expand and become big. We're going to make it concrete today. We're going to make a choosing. We're going to set goals around this today. We're going to make it so all that desire can actually become reality. All that you've ever wanted in life can become reality. A lot of people can dream really well, but they never take the actions or the goals or the steps to actually get there. That is the difference in this program. That's the difference what we're doing. We're actually every single day choosing for what we truly want, and we're stepping into that in a continuous basis, and we're stepping into it large, not small, large. Okay. So if you have your oils with you, I have frankincense. It can be spikenard, it can be sandalwood, it can be passion. There's all these oils that have very high frequency. Would love for you to put it on. So take a drop. I'm going to put frankincense on today. I think Megan was going to do spikenard. Whatever it is for you, put it on and put it on your forehead. Okay, just make a couple of circular motions on your forehead, really opening up the area there, the area of visioning and seeing what can be there for you into the future. And take a deep breath, and if you want to, you can choose another oil. Lemon is a beautiful oil, but you can also do the same oil as well and put it on your throat. Just gently rub it on your throat, and then also right on your heart. Okay. I want you to take a deep breath in. If you feel any kind of pain in your back, I feel also intuitively, that is also has to do with letting barriers go, letting things go that have been stuck. And I often feel it in the spine because it's in the shoulders. It's where we hold a lot of our tension, a lot of our past stories. Well, invite yourself, allow yourself to totally let that go, to totally let all the worries and the things that you've had in your past, let it go off your spine, roll all the way off your spine, down into the bottom of your spine, down all the way into your tailbone, and then let it go. Let it go to the earth, and let's let it go. Okay? Loosen up your shoulders. If you're not quite there, maybe pick up another oil. I am going to put on lemon. Whatever other oil you're going to. Wild orange is a beautiful one. Grapefruit. It's all those very uplifting oils. And just put it on the back of your neck. Okay, put on your shoulders, the back of your neck, and let it kind of seep down in the back, right? And the muscles that are often tight there in your shoulders, let it just roll down, let it seep down. Let the beauty of this kind of really refreshing oil, let it come into your space, into your world. And from this point on, when you actually see lemon, you will kind of remember this expansive space that we're getting into right now. You'll remember the broadness of how large everything is for you, how beautiful your life is, and how beautiful it is going forward. Not everything in your life right now is perfect. Probably will never be perfect, but there's sometimes for some of you, there's some really big, stiff stuff going on. Let it roll off your back. Breathe in the freshness for just a moment. If you can make space, and if you can really make space for the largeness and the beauty of life, wherever you are in life, then it will continue to grow. Just a moment, just a second of making space for that will continue to grow. And for some of you, it may feel like, oh my goodness, my life is still so hard and there's still so much going on. Take another breath around that. And if you feel it, especially in your lower back, that's where a lot of us are stuck, let that go. There are physical places in our bodies where we keep tension, emotional tension. There's even peptides in our spine that actually keep on having those. Let it go. Okay, let that tension go. Let the idea go of having to struggle. I don't believe in having to struggle anymore. So I believe in opportunities. Start believing in opportunities. As you're choosing today, start believing in opportunities. Start believing and seeing where you can go. Believe in the opportunities that are there for you. What I ask for nowadays are not struggles anymore. I've done struggles in my life. I've known, and a lot of you have done the same. I'm asking to grow and to move forward and to see what I need to see and to see the beauty of myself, of people around me through opportunities rather than struggles. And it is an opportunity to speak, and it is an opportunity to lead, and it is an opportunity to share these oils with people, and it's an opportunity to move forward in all of this. And sometimes it can be darn scary and require a lot of courage. If you feel like that, take another deep breath in. It can be scary, especially in the beginning, but guess what? Anything that you do on a repeated basis becomes easier and easier and easier. We all know that. So as you're choosing to step into this movement, where you're choosing to actually allow yourself to tell your story, allow yourself to tell people what this is all about, allow yourself to move forward into a place where you choose to tell who you are and what your life is all about. As you're deciding to choose to do that, take a deep breath into your stomach and know that everything is completely on board with that. Your whole entire body, your whole entire past, your whole entire surroundings is all on board with that, because everybody supports your story. Some people may be a little bit hesitant about hearing it, but your story is so valuable. So choose to tell your story. Choose to express your story. Choose to finally believe in your story. Okay, and that feels very strong for some of you. Choose to finally believe in your story. What has changed you can help change other people. As you tell your story, it will help change other people. And I honestly, really doesn't matter what your story is as long as it's yours. Because you may have a physical story. You may have an emotional story, right? The oils may have changed you physically or emotionally, or they may have changed you in terms of what you can do in life and being an entrepreneur in business. It may be that is your story. Or you may have a story that's completely different than any of those three. Whatever your story is, you need to choose to tell it. Because the minute you choose to tell it is the minute your life will change. And you open up to so much space around you that it's going to be hard to stop you. In fact, nobody will stop you. So I'm going to put frankincense on my tongue. If you have another oil that you like, and it's okay to take internally, of course, then put it on your tongue. Now, why is that? It's going to go straight into my throat. I don't really like the taste of frankincense, but I know it's really good for me, and I feel like it's made a huge difference for me as I've taken it. As you allow that taste to really go into your mouth and your throat, realize again how much you are moving forward. Now I want you to make a choice here. And almost it's calming down the energy a little bit as I'm taking frankincense. Allow yourself to stand strong for a moment. With all that movement, allow yourselves to stand strong and grounded for a moment. Feel like you're standing so strong that your heels are simply all the way dug into the ground. I want you to ask yourself into this total sense to get into a total calmness. I want you to ask yourself and choose. And it can help you by looking at your vision board. What is the most important thing to focus on and to feel and to know and to move forward on right now in your life? Take a deep breath in that and look at your collages and see what it is. That is choosing what's most important there for you. Some of you may have done this 3 or 6 months exercise where you say, we're meeting at a wonderful restaurant in 3 or 6 months from now, or a wonderful place. And you're going to tell me all about what you're so excited about because your life has completely changed. And something in that has been so wonderful and beautiful that you can't stop talking about it. What would that be? Try not to go too much into your mind. Keep on sitting in that heart space. Look at your intuitive collages. What is it that you truly and completely and utterly need to focus on, want to focus on to make that beautiful life that you so desire for yourself and for your loved ones happen? And then maybe 2 or 3 things that come up, and that's okay. Take a deep breath into that. Feel it, know it. Open up your mind to it. Open up the space of your mind to seeing everything that you need to see. Now there's space in between ourselves. There's space in ourselves. There's space in every single word and between words. There's space in between emotions. If you start looking at the way your brain functions, there is space. There's energetic space. There is movement. There's openness. And the more you can tune into that openness, the more you can expand your mind. That's a trick. That's a wonderful trick. Look for a moment at how thoughts come into your mind and how emotions come into your being. Now there's space in between those 2 emotions. One comes, and then there's space, and then another one comes. For some of you, it overlaps. Well, let's not let it overlap. Let's spread it apart a little bit and create space around it. And the minute you create space around it is the minute you allow yourself to feel more expansive, to know more expansive of what's there for you. So you're not only limited by your own current thoughts, you're opening up to thoughts of possibility. And the neat thing is, which I know sounds a little bit crazy to some of you, but the neat thing that I have found is that I can create that space anywhere on my timeline. I can create it in the past, I can create it in the present, and I can create it going into the future. Because although time is linear here, it actually isn't. Quantum theory has really clearly shown that. So create space for a moment. And even if you don't believe in all of that, just play with me for a moment. Go play with me for a moment and start making space here in your mind. And if you can, move it all the way into the past, that you also can create space there. And then moving that space into the now and into the near future. Okay. The past is already past, right? A minute ago is already past. A couple of seconds ago is already the past. So move it into the future so you can have that really broad, expansive vision that you can have. Okay, I'm going to close this up because I think now is the time for you, as we're doing this, to now write down those goals and then to share them with your leader, with your team members. Okay? Sharing with your goals and what you really want to do is vital. And so I really encourage you to do that. Really, really don't leave this just for yourself because it doesn't work that well. It takes a lot more time. So whatever you saw and whatever you feel now, Write down those 3 or 4 things that are so important for you to change your life around. Okay? And then as you've written those down, your leader and your coach, you will kind of brainstorm with them and say, well, how do I make that concrete? What is it that I can make a beautiful goal, a beautiful vision around that makes it concrete enough that 3 or 6 months from now, we can go back to that and say, hey, let me tell you what I'm so excited about and how to make it happen in your life. We're moving forward into daring to do tomorrow. So the plan that you're making, the goals that you're setting, or tomorrow, whenever you're going to do this, but that's the next step. So the plans that you're making from this moment on will be very important, and then putting some actual action steps in there and doing it and really making a difference to doing it. So tomorrow is about dare to do. So, okay, so today it was all about dare to choose. We did dare to desire, dare to choose, and then dare to do is tomorrow, where you're really going into actually doing it. Okay, take one big, giant, deep breath. We're going to do a little more work around the abdomen, because that really came up for me. That's a source of fear. That's a source of old stories. That's a source of but. That's a source of holding back in some ways. So I want to really open that space. We have a space for our mind, we have a space for our heart, and we also have a space for our core. Core, to me, is a place where a lot of our really strong gut feelings come in, and also our gut fears and things that we really are afraid of. So what I would love to do now is to open up the space of your core. Allow it to open up, and that's a place of creativity, of power, of really moving into the largeness and expansion as you have. So as you're doing this wonderful movement, this expansive movement into your mind, into your heart, and getting those goals out now also involve your core. And what from a core sense do you really want? If you need to dance, or if you need to do something funny to get into that. Okay, so take a breath around that. Take a deep breath around that. And it's funny that I don't know if you heard it, but there was just a call coming in, and that probably paused it for just a moment. The idea around allowing your space to move open and over and really beyond what you've ever done before is so incredibly powerful, is so incredibly beautiful, is so incredibly expansive. That step into that. Dare to step into choosing that as well. Don't only choose from your mind, don't only choose from your heart, choose from your core. Choose to finally believe that what your gut is telling you is valid, as merit, as a message for you. Okay? So that ultimately you can pull every single thing back into that whole entire beingness of you. Your heart, your mind, your core, it can be all aligned, and even everything in between, because there's much more in between. Okay, let every single thing be aligned to such a high degree that your goals reflect you, all of you, your heart, your mind, your core, your soul, everything that you want to desire. And let all the past stories, in terms of how, if they are limiting that story, let that all just go away. Put it in oblivion. You don't need it. Put it into, and let the light, really the light of the one, the light of God, let it come into you and fill you with a purpose, with a knowledge, with a movement forward that you have never experienced before. That's what I would love to do with this point. Let that movement move you so beautifully forward that you can never ever doubt what you're doing, because it is your work. It is part of the bigness and the grandness of your divine plan for you, for this world, and into eternity. All right, with that, I'm going to leave you. Take another oil, because at this point we've done so much work. Take another oil, because oils ground us to our purpose. Whatever oil it is, just put it on your hands and put it in your, smell it, put it on your neck, put it on your forehead. allow yourself to move forward. Get in touch with your coach, with your leader. Go and get this going. Go and write it down, and then the next step we'll talk about how to do it. Really grounded. This is a beautiful vision, guys. We've done some really expansive work. Listen to this again and again if you need to. There's a lot of work in between that you can listen to if you want to, but let's move forward, because you guys are beautiful, wonderful. You're amazing men and women. I'm so honored to serve and work with you and change this life. One person, one touch, one oil at a time. That's what we're all about. Love you guys, and talk another time. Bye.